What's up? My name is Michael ALPOUGH. This is a Life, Love, and Laughter show, and welcome. Welcome for the third installment today, 37 total, having started April the 1st, and I'm very happy to be here. This is my evening version. I came on this morning and this afternoon, and as you see up here in this right here, a good friend of mine passed today. Very surprising, very sudden. And Joe, today's his day. And Joe, and as well as everyone else, we're all in deep sorrow. And yet we're happy for him because we know he's probably in a better place than us. Because it's crazy, man. It's crazy here. Okay? Tell me. You know, some of these things that are going on, man, it just really makes you feel really weird, man. Really. But now you stay here now. Stay here. Because I'm here. And I see it. And I'm living it. And I am a spiritual warrior. I walk this path alone, and I share with you. I do not need to be admired. This has nothing to do with that. This has to give you my experience on the highest level of what I know. And so, how to get back up when you fall. How funny is that? Has anybody ever fallen? What does that mean? Did you fall and break your leg? Did you fall and lose your job? Did you fall and get out of a relationship? Did you fall out with the red pill and the blue pill side? And did you have some type of issue with your church or your JLB, whichever that may be? With your children? With your school? There's so many different ways to fall. There's the child fall. There's the maybe teenage fall. And then there's the adult fall. Because once you become an adult, then you are responsible for every single action that you have ever done. Because now we are what you would call product of the law. And you have law here, right? There's many of them. You want to have law and order, but I say that we have to have order before we can even have law, because you don't have order, how are you going to make a law? Now we seem to be having unorder, and we're all left in the middle of it. So for myself, I'm going to tell you about, in my experience, about falling and what everyone has done. You might have failed that big test that was going to get you to the next level. Okay. You might have been a professional athlete And the last team that lets you go, nobody else wants you. You might be older and you can no longer compete with the young guys and gals, and that you have to figure out something else. Whatever you define as falling down is yours, my friend. And you know what that is. Are we talking about today? Now, a lot of us have fallen down. And I'm telling you, the falling has still on its path that is coming still. I just read in the news that Florida, the most freest open state today, has closed down. The freest state, other than equal with Texas, has now shut down for the next 60 days. We do have another wave coming. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But obviously the thing is spiking, even though they're telling us it's not. Because there's another wave coming. Now we can say this is falling down. And for all of you who have not just children, but grown children and grandchildren, great grandmothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, aunts, cousins. I have a huge family. The last thing you want is another wave to come in here, hit us. We've been through so much already. But the possibilities are still there. Now, I want to tell you a couple of things that's happened to me. And there are many. I have fallen down many, many times. More times than I care to mention. And what I really want to do is, just really talk about some of the things that I've fallen down on, or things that got in my way. Now, I've mentioned to you about, for example, the piano and the piano being taken from me when fourth grade, when I've been playing for 2 years, and we moved. And of course, that was a very disappointment. And then, I had what I would consider a opportunity when I got older. What happened when I turned 18, 19, and 21, okay, with the option to look back on my past and either blame it on someone or teach myself how to play. And that's what happened. I had two really great teachers who taught me how to teach myself how to play. And I became a player. I played with Joe. There was a time when I had put away the guitar and Joe was playing. We were at the Mission for Thanksgiving back in the 80s in Santa Monica, where we would feed hundreds of people. It was one of the biggest Thanksgivings of all. I said, Joe, I don't want to play the guitar. I want to play the piano. I had learned how to play the keyboard. That was a great accomplishment for me. Just bring it back up, Joe. Okay. So I have a couple of wild stories for you, but again, it's about the past and the present. And since I'm so much older now, which I am older now. Yeah. Yes, I am. I'm older now. This is my 37th show, but I'm not 37. I'm 63. Yes, I am. I'll be 64 next month. How great is that? Well, the best thing I can say is I'm still above ground. Still above ground and never been in jail. Well, who would have thought about that? Maybe people might have thought that about me. Okay. Yeah, he's ruined his life. Yeah, we'll be there one day. Never happened. So, learning from failure. Learning from failure. So I want to really go into a couple of things here. Some important stories on from failure to success. Okay. Simple things that happened to me. Now I moved to like I said, guys, so all the African American people who ever watch this show, just remember what it says on my birth certificate. So believe me, I know what it's like to come from the hood. Okay, so let's just get that straight. Okay, I know what it's like. And my skin may be light, but my love is bright. Okay, so, but it's still applied. So we moved to this nice neighborhood, right? When I'm in fifth grade. And I mean, everything's cool. I go to my first year in grade school. And of course, it was very rough, but I did manage to make some friends. And so I'm walking to the store. I'm new to the neighborhood. I look over. It's summertime between fifth and sixth grade. My parents trusted me to actually walk now to the store. And so my brother and I were walking, and here's the neighborhood pool. And lo and behold, everybody that I was in grade school with were kind of in that pool. And I'm just coming and walking by, but I could see him from a distance. And I even went up to the fence of the pool and kind of waved. My friends know who they are. They don't remember, but I certainly remember. Okay. I go to the store, I come back. I ask my parents, hey, let's join the pool. No, you can't. Why? Because we don't belong there. What do you mean we don't belong there? We don't belong there. And it was very emphatic. So now here I am between fifth and sixth grade. And I'm already a failure. Because I can't even learn how to swim. And if you wonder why people of color are trippy in the water, it's because we didn't get to grow up by being in a pool and by certainly not having a pool in the backyard. Okay. And so what ended up happening to me is I was always kind of afraid of the water. Not kinda, but afraid of the water. Okay, literally afraid of the water. Then, again, now remember this, guys. This is so important. You're growing up. You have all these things that happen to you. right? You have all these things that happen to you. And then you grow up. Now, see, remember, now you got to grow up. You got to become an adult of your mind, an adult of your thought, an adult of your decisions, and you are what you think about. And in the back of my mind, I knew there was going to be the opportunity for me. I go to Boy Scout camp. I joined the Boy Scouts. I did not know how to swim. You have 2 badges when you go to Boy Scout camp. Well, 1 or 2 around your neck. It's a red one or silver medallion. One says you can swim, and the other one says you can't. And red, you had a nickname, and it was Brick. So when people saw me, they called me a brick. Now I went to try and get lessons. And because of my fear of the water, and I went every day, by the way, but it was the fear of the water being on the deep end because you had to swim halfway around the pool in order to become a silver. Okay. Now, so even on the last day, these guys loved me and they wanted me to make it so bad. And I just couldn't do it. And I finished as a brick. Okay. Now, we still come back to the opportunity. Years later, when I was up in Alaska and I tried to get on one of them deadliest catch boats, they had a Olympic-sized swimming pool, and I told this gentleman, who, of course, was Caucasian people. Again, great guy, and he said, "I'm going to teach you how to swim." And he had me push off. They have you push off to sea, and he told me one of the reasons why I couldn't swim was because I was so muscular that when you have more muscle weight than you do fat, that your body more or less sinks, and that it was much harder for you to swim. So you have to really have your legs better if you really want to do it. And he taught me how to swim, and I know how to swim. Okay. See, opportunity. All we're asking for, everybody, is an opportunity. You don't have to be blaming your parents or society for what they've done to you. You still have opportunity. That's why we live in America. Americans get it. We know the opportunity is here. You just have to grab it. And I can swim. Now, I ain't swimming no English Channel. You can forget that. You drop me in the deep end of a pool, though, oh, yeah, I'll make it. I'll make it. And I'm proud of that. It's one of the proudest things that I am about. Now, again, you're out of your comfort zone. You're out of your comfort zone. Sometimes being out of your comfort zone is literally the best thing that can happen to you. Now, the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to failures, which I've had many, is one of my funniest but yet hardest stories that I can talk about. Okay. Now, again, where did I grow up? In the hood. Where was it too much of? The swimming pools. And guess what else? There were no mountains. Okay. So nobody here was going to learn to ski. And the only thing I ever knew about skiing was on the Olympics with Jean-Claude Keeley. Well, if I skied, they would have called me Jean-Claude Kill Me. Okay? Because that's exactly what would have happened to me if I ever learned how to ski. So, in honor of Joe Mama, when I was thinking about him today, I was thinking about some of my past experiences when I was during that period of my life, hanging out with my 80s people at the vineyard. All right. And so I have got to embarrass somebody who probably is not, but I cannot help myself. So I'll go back to this. Here we are. This is somebody skiing and falling right straight on their what? Keister? Yes. All right. So here is I showed this morning. This is where I said I saw Joe here. Now, if you look up at the left-hand corner, all the way to the left, you'll see a gentleman with a beard and full set of hair, which he probably has still. And he is next to me. All right. I'm painting you the picture here. So he says to me, well, I grew up skiing. He said I was on a ski team. And I said, well, good for you. Really? Good for you. You know, you can ski. And he goes, well, hey, would you like to learn? What? I can teach you. I actually grew up on the mountain. I can teach you. I'm like, yo, man, you know, we people don't ski. No. That's not true. You just haven't learned. I'm like, okay. He said, I'm going to teach you how to ski in one day. That's what he said. I'm going to teach you how to ski. Him and I, we played basketball together. So he knew I was a good athlete. But he said, I'm going to teach you how to ski in one day. I said, because I did trust him now. I was his best man at his wedding. So, you know, I had to have some trust for him, right? So now we're driving there. See, Tim and Laura, you don't remember this. I'm driving and this huge storm comes up. I can't see. I'm not from the mountains. I'm already scared. I'm getting ready to learn how to ski, let alone I can't even drive up the mountain. Scared out of my mind. This guy, my buddy, is just laughing at me. Then he says to me, would you like me to take the wheel? What took you so long? So I pull over, we go up there. Okay. The weather's perfect by the time we get up there. It's like the big air opened the sky. Only a few people will get that, but you know what I'm saying. So we get there and it's time. I go. I'd never done this, never got skis, never seen anything. Just here, put this, that, da-ba-da, boo-ba, dee-ba-ba. So here I am looking like Jean-Claude, who's Tim's getting ready to kill me. And I'm getting ready to get up and I'm seeing these people come flying down this hill And I'm thinking, really? One less. Okay. So here I am. See, here's the lift. Okay. And the lift takes you up to the mountain, right? I said, what are we going to do? We're going to get in the lift? He goes, no. I go, what do you mean? How am I going to learn how to ski? He says, well, do you want to break your leg on your first run, or do you want me to show you how not to break your leg on your first run? Really? Really big here? Okay. Of course I don't want to break my leg. He says, well, I'm going to teach you how to fall. I'm like, you're going to teach me how to fall? I'm already going to fall. I'm going to teach you how to fall. Once you learn how to fall, you'll be fine. I'm like, okay. He says, okay, I'm going to teach you how to fall. Fall. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, fall. So I just fell over on my side. He goes, all right, get up again. Now fall the other way. So fall the other way. And he goes, do it again on the other side. By now, I'm starting to laugh. I'm like, this is a crazy, man. I'm like, I'm falling. I'm like, and that's what he told me. Relax when you fall. Laugh when you fall. And I'm like, I get it. I'm going to fall. But I'm going to laugh at it to relax my body so that I don't cringe up and break my leg. And he said, you're ready. So we go up, take the bunny hill, and he goes down with me. And I didn't fall, Tim, because he was right by me showing me how to do it. And we went back again, and he did it 3 times. And then he said, dude, I'm bored. I'm going to the advanced. And then he took off. And that's all I needed. I learned how to fall. And I had a blast. It was one of the most euphoric things to be standing on these 2 pieces of wood flying down a hill. I was on the bunny hill, right? So then I'm like, hey, I'm ready for the advance, Tim. He said, go on. He said, go on. He didn't say, no, man, you ain't ready. He said, go on. You already know. And I went up there and I'm flying and I'm freaking. Okay. And then I remembered, if you freak out and you got to fall, just fall and laugh. And that's what I did. And that's what I did. Because someone taught me how to fall before I walked. Now remember this, and I want to end on this. Remember your father and your mother. Remember, you got to crawl before you walk. What are the greatest accomplishments of your mom and dad's life is when you got up on your own and you walked. Failure, easy. My daddy always told me, get up, son. Tomorrow's another day. When your mind is troubled, fill it with love. Fill it with love. Fill it with love. Here's you, buddy. Joe, your day, man. See you tomorrow.